guys, Nick Davies, your personal life coach and hypnotherapist. It's Valentine's week this week, so I thought I'd record a message about relationships. This is for everybody. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of how to get a relationship. I'm sure you guys know it's about making friends and making contact with people. But what I'm going to talk about is the differences between men and women and why friendships and relationships work and don't work. So I just want to draw your attention to this slide, which is called emotional bank accounts. And I just want you to focus on the fact that the green goes from +1 all the way up to +10, and the red goes all the way from -1 down to -10. And what we're going to look at today is a relationship where somebody meets somebody for the first time as a friend or as a partner. And let's assume that when you meet somebody new, we start on a level playing field at 0. So emotionally, I don't owe you anything, you don't owe me anything. So when those two people meet for the first time, they're on a level playing field. So let's assume that one of the people in the relationship asks the other person for a favour or something. The other person gives that to them. What will happen is the person that asks for the favour will take from their emotional bank account from the other person and go to -1. They'll go into the red for -1 favour. And the other person will get +1 because they've given something. So if this person were to ask for 2 more favours, then if we look at position A, the person who's asked for the 3 favours in total will be -3 in debt in the emotional bank account. Their partner or friend will be in position B, they'll be +3. So if this person who's at +3 position B were to ask for a favour, the chances of person A returning that favour are very high because they owe this debt. Now what happens in some relationships and some friendships is one person, position C, will keep borrowing and lending and not lending but borrowing and borrowing and borrowing until they get really overdrawn to -9. Now what happens is this sets up a habit, and this then becomes a drama triangle relationship where this person initially starts out as the victim, so the person D, who's giving, goes from a rescuer into being the victim, because all they're doing is the giving in the relationship or the friendship. And position C is just taking. This is when relationships become very bad for the individual and certainly slips into the drama triangle. So you need to watch out that if you're the person giving, or you're the person taking, it's time to have a look at the relationship. And it's more healthy to stay around the sort of +or -3 area. 4 or 5 is okay, but looking for balance within the relationship. Remember, whatever you take, you must give, and enjoy those relationships. It should be the balance of power should shift between you. Sometimes you'll be the one that's giving the help, and sometimes it'll be the other person that's giving the help. Okay, what I want to move on to now is the differences between men and women, and these are generalisations to help people. So women, this is for you guys. So men generally enjoy rituals and familiarity. They'll enjoy regular things during the week and things that they find familiar. This could be watching certain sports, attending certain social events, or having certain hobbies and things like that. And when women reward men, we have a point system so that women will score points with men every time they do something like allow them for a night out with the boys, allow them some time to have on their own to enjoy their hobbies and things like that. Whereas women, and this is for the guys out there, and the women may back me up on this, that women enjoy spontaneity, surprise and uncertainty. So if a guy wants to win some brownie points, for want of a better word, the best thing to do is to create a surprise, a weekend away. Don't tell them where you're going or what you're doing, but the more thought you can put into it, obviously the more points you'll score. Men need to sort of get out of these rituals and this familiarity every now and again, just to create a bit of spontaneity, a bit of surprise, a bit of uncertainty, to really keep the relationship going. And the women's point system is different to the men's. It's not as evenly balanced. If you give a woman a flower and say, "I picked this flower because it reminded me of you," you'll get 1 brownie point. If you buy a woman a £10,000 car you'll get 1 brownie point. If you write a woman a poem, you'll get 1 brownie point. It's nothing to do with the value. A lot of men get this wrong and they think it's the value of what they're giving the woman that's, that affects it. But it's actually all about the thought that you put into it and the effort that you put into it. That's much more important to a woman than just spending money. And I've often heard women who have men throw money at them, just saying that, you know, they don't enjoy it in the end because there's no thought. It's just easy for them to do. Now, when we look at communication between men and women, men are very much direct communicators and women are indirect communicators. Let me give you an example. If I were to say to you that I wanted to, to take you to a new restaurant in town, a man would communicate to a woman in this way. They'd say, hey, do you want to go to that new Italian restaurant in town? It's supposed to be fantastic. Direct communication. A woman would say, hey, Tony and Lisa went to that new Italian restaurant in town. They said it was really good. It's an indirect request. So my advice to men and women is, women, if you want something from a man or you want him to behave in a certain way, you're better off not to drop hints, because we'll sort of chuck that back in the dark recesses of our mind and think it's not, it's not a request. So ask directly for what you want. And men, what I would say with women, they prefer it, rather than for you to just be direct in your communication, is to use more implied communication or more indirect communication. I hope that's been helpful. I just want you to watch out for, we're running, Adam and I from the Warwick School of Hypnotherapy are running a couple of free seminars, February 23rd and March the 2nd in Coventry. You can actually see the details for these on the website, so it's www.wsoh.co.uk/free stuff, but that'll be on the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic week. For those of you who are in relationships, I really hope it's a great Valentine's Day. For those of you not in relationships, Valentine's Day is just another day. Live strong, live with passion, and if you've got any comments or feedback you want to give me, just fire me an email. Thanks for the comments from the last video and the last newsletter. Thanks guys, take care.